All right, so I just wanted to make a little video to kind of get you started on Tableau, and this is a little visualization that we do for the first time, just on burglaries in Wake County. And just kind of go through the basics of Tableau, and so this is the first page that you'll see when you open Tableau, and the first thing you want to do is just connect to a file. So we're going to have an Excel file on burglaries. I have that in my Duke folder here. And I'm going to click on that, open it up. And what we see here is, well, it looks like we have 6 variables and over 1,000 rows of data. And that first one, that variable name LCR, I'm just going to change it. I'm going to make that a little bit simpler here. I'm just going to call it description. And that second one is incident date time. I'm just going to make that a little bit simpler. I'm just calling it date. And we have the incident number. I'm not going to use that in these visualizations, but we have the latitude and longitude. So I want to do some geography visualizations here. And then we have the district in Wake County where the burglary occurred. So we're pretty set. One thing we want to do is we're just going to click on screen 1 and we're ready to go. Now, you'll see that some of the variables have been put in the dimension category and some of the variables have been put in the measure category. And so, for the dimension category, these are the ones that we're going to use to kind of classify our variable of interest. And so measures are usually basically the thing we want to analyze, and dimensions are kind of the way that we're going to categorize. And so first visualization I'm going to do is just kind of a bar chart. Now, there's a lot of things that are up here that I want to look at. If you click over here on the right top corner, you're going to see Show Me, and that's going to give you all the different graphs and visualizations that you can do in Tableau. And then when we go through, we're going to use like the analysis. We're going to create a calculated field, which means we're going to create a new variable. Map, we'll get to that, and some of the other things you can format and change the size of the lines and stuff like that. But what we're going to do with this first visualization, we just want to create a bar chart, and I'm going to follow the directions just in here exactly the way they are, so that we can just go through and do this. So when I do district, I just want to pull it and just drop it into the columns. All right, and then I'm going to take the number of records and drop that into the rows. And so you see right here, I have a little bar chart, but right, doesn't really tell me about the specifics. And so what I want to do here is I want to take the description. Remember, it was residential or commercial. I'm going to drop that right in there. So it gets a little bit shaded. You drop it in there, and there you go. Now you have, which ones, but unless I'm not looking at it, it's hard to tell. So what I want to do is I want to take the number of records down here. I'm going to drop that on my label. It's still a little bit hard to see. So what I want to do is I'm going to come down here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger font. So I'm going to make that 14. I'll make it bold. I'm going to underline it too. All right. And right, I don't like those colors. So I'm going to change my color scheme here. I'm going to make this purple. And I'm going to make this yellow. So you can do whatever you want. You can change colors. You can do that. And this is a little bit crowded, right? There's a lot of room over here. So you want to go up here to the standard. And this drop down allows you to kind of change it so it looks a little bit better. And we can see what's happening here. And you get a description over here now, right? It's ordered here by alphabet for the districts, but maybe you want to just see smallest to largest. Maybe you want to see smallest to largest. These buttons up here will kind of rotate. And then if you change this one, you can go from a bar chart vertical to horizontal. Okay, so a lot of things with the bar chart. I'm going to rename the sheet bar chart. All right. I'm going to create another visualization, and I'm going to start doing a map. And what I want to do in this map is I want to drag longitude up to my columns, and I'm going to put my latitude in my rows. And there's North Carolina, and there's Raleigh. Durham is over there a little bit. And I'm just going to put the incident number over on my colors. All right, so remember that's going to tell me about the type of incidents. Oops, I wanted to put that in detail. So, right, I'm just going to click on this. I'm just going to move it up to detail. All right. So what you're doing here is you're just kind of assigning some information to the type or the color, the size, the label. So you can go back and change those if you make a mistake, like I did. Now we're going to put the description on there for the color. And so we have commercial, residential, and you notice my color scheme stayed the same. And when I look at that, that's hard to see here. So I'm going to make those a little bit smaller. I'm going to make those dots a little bit smaller. And really that map does not really tell me much. So what you want to do is you want to go up to the top directory here. I'm going to click on map, and I want to go to map layers. And map layers is going to give me a lot of information. Maybe I want to put in streets and highways. And I want to put in county borders and county names. And I'll put in some place names there. All right. And you can also put in map options, some other options, and allows you to kind of pan and zoom, allows you to do some map search. But right now, pretty good. We can kind of figure out where in Raleigh these burglaries are occurring. If I want to increase my view, I have this. And so we're in pretty good shape with our second visualization. I'm just going to call that one map, right? For all you Dora the Explorer fans. And then I'm going to go to my next one. I'm just going to click on this, and that will open up a new visualization. And I'm going to create a line chart. And there's some other things that you could do on that map. I'm just going to give you the high points. So again, what I want to do with my sheet number 3 is I'm going to drag the date to the columns. And right now, right, it's on years. And right now, that's we only have 1 year of data. But what I really like today is to know the weekday. I want the day of the week. So I hit more and I go to weekday. All right, so it gives me days of the week. And I'm going to put the number of records on the row. So what it's going to do now, up here, when you look at this, it says sum. And so that's the total number of records on each date. Now you can also change that to average. You can change it to the median or the count. In this example, I just want the total, but when we get to the DuPont method, we're going to look at the medians. And what I want to do here with this, we have a little line chart. And again, I want to make this as big as possible. So I'm going to fit width, right? And I have that information. And maybe I want to have the description, the detail, right? So now I have 2. I also want to put the description on the color. And so now it gives me 2 different charts and tells me how many were commercial, how many were residential. And so I'm just going to rename this one line chart. right? And then I'll come back to the dashboard here, but I just want one more visualization. And I'm going to create a tree map. And so what I want to do here is I want to put number of records in my text, and I'm going to put district to the text, and I'm putting in the date on the color. And now I'm going to go over to show me and I want tree map. All right. So right now everything is in terms of 2016. So I want to go to year, and I want to go to weekday. And so now we can see with this tree map on what day of the week do the burglaries occur. Well, right now I just have everything. Let me minimize that. So right, it's kind of a heat map, and so the bluer the color, the more burglaries. So Monday seems to be a high day in Southeast Raleigh. And one thing, maybe I want to change the color here, so I'm going to edit the colors, and I can go from automatic. Maybe I want let's try green, blue, white. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay. So a little bit different. And up here, here's our little chart, 17 to 101, and kind of gives us a little tree map. And so you can do that category. And I'm going to name that visualization. Let me hide that. I'm going to rename this sheet tree map. All right. And what I want to do is I just want to create a dashboard to kind of put all these together. And so I've already had my dashboard. I clicked it by mistake earlier. And what you want to do is you want to just drag these things. So here's my bar chart up here. I want to put that in there. And I'm going to put my map in there. I'm going to put my line chart in there. And so now I have a visualization where I put all of my visualizations on one page so I can look at it in different ways. So again, the point of this is just to kind of get you started with Tableau and show you how easy it is, and then we can move on. I'll do another video for the DuPont, but again, this is pretty straightforward stuff, and I hope that you'll start getting the hang of it.